Hey everybody, welcome to Everyday Journey. Today we're going to fix the vise again. This time should be for the last time. The previous fix that I did had where it had a chip there in the cast iron base of it. That really was detrimental. I used a longer bolt and it still didn't work. It kept stripping out. So today we're going to fix it for good. We're also going to fix it a little bit better using a recommendation from one of the viewers. Which I would have done before, but I just didn't have what I needed. So let's get to it. So here's the bolt that we had before, and you can see that thing is mangled. It got even worse whenever, and this may have been the first one. I've actually fixed it since then, just so that I could get it working. But it pulled its way out of there. Let's check out and see what I did just to get it working again. Go ahead and take this apart. Well. So two things we're hearing there. One is this spring right here. All it's doing is holding this all in. There's just a pin going through here, and it's riding on the washer, and the spring's against that washer, and it's uneven, so it's not actually being a smooth surface around there. Would love to get a different kind of pin to hold that all together, so that it will work a little bit better. But that's not our main issue. The noise, who cares? We'll deal with that. So let's go ahead and take it off the base. There we go. And we'll flip this up. And as you can see, just to get it going, I put a longer bolt, of course a smaller, thinner size bolt, washers, and a nut on the end. And it held it, but it's causing it to bind up. And I'll show you what it did to the bolt, where you actually have to use the right kind of bolt. This being thinner, didn't work so well. You can see this thing is all bent. Because of some of the things I do on here, I put a lot of force on it. So what we're going to do now is actually drill and tap this hole so that we can use a larger size bolt that actually has proper threads and everything so it'll stay together. Brought my drill bits and stuff from work. We're actually going to use the largest drill bit that I have, which looks like 29/64. We're going to use that. We're going to put a 1/2 inch. We're going to use this tap. This is a 1/2 inch tap, and we're going to go ahead and tap this thing to 1/2 inch. Got a nice bolt you can put in there. This should work just fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this chalked up in there. Definitely use some lubrication, because this will wear out the bits. I'm really used to using something a little, drilling into things that are a little more heavy duty than that. I went through it like butter. Kind of scares me a little. So let's go ahead and get our tap ready. And we'll go ahead and lube that up too. Put it on low, and so we don't break our tap, let's drop the clutch down to somewhere around 5 probably. And maybe a little higher than that. be higher than that. I'm used to mine at work, and that drill clutch is a little different. You know what? We're going to go ahead and drill through, because this clutch is not working the way I want it to. There we go. Now let's clean that up a little. Of course, you want to make sure you clean it out of the inside, because that's where everything rides. And now let's check the bolt. Much better. Now we've got nice clean threads all the way through. Doesn't mean it's going to stay fixed forever, but it'll give us our best chance. So we take our bolt, put it down through, and go ahead and put it inside here and screw it down. Kind of got a conundrum here. The bolt is big enough, bolt head anyway, is big enough that to get a socket in there, we don't have enough room to actually get the wrench. Maybe we can do it now. Just put the socket in first. Yep, we just barely get it now. Make sure everything's straight down there, and go ahead and snug it up. Now everything's nice and tight. So the slight improvement we're going to be making to this is we're actually going to add grease to it this time. It just works a lot better in applications like this, and all I had available at the time was some oil. So let's go ahead and get a glove, and we'll start putting this stuff on. Put a big gob right on the screw threads for this, and then you're going to make sure it gets all up and down the places, any place where it rubs. Go ahead and lather some grease here and here, and definitely on the top parts. You could see where it rubs before. Just make sure you put some grease on there everywhere that it is. Then we need to put some grease on the top of this too, because right through here is where it rubs as it goes in. Put this in place. We'll get these started real quick. Alright, as you can see, this thing actually goes pretty smooth. Let's crank it down like I was the other day and see if we still get it to bind up. It shouldn't. There we go. So before, as you'd undo it, it would come out, and then you'd have to tap it a little bit to actually make the jaws come too. So we're getting what we want here. So there we go. We just kind of clean up the excess grease, and should give us plenty more years of life. Alright, there you go, guys. Definitely need some grease in between here, between the jaws and the base. And definitely could use some grease right here on these screws to hold it down. But other than that, it works fine. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care.